And hello, everybody. Brad Johnson here, and welcome to the next episode, day number 2 of the 7-day challenge for the conflict elimination technique. So, happy to be with all of you here again. Yesterday, we did the very first episode. It was a nice long episode as well, too. And that is really the most important episode, that's the foundation episode. That's really what's telling you everything in regards to the philosophy behind the conflict elimination technique, its procedures, of course, looking into its association with the BCR technique. So again, make sure you're checking out day number 1, first and foremost. Now, if you go down to the video description, you'll see 2 links. First link will be, of course, the playlist for the conflict elimination technique. And the second link will be for the BCR technique 30-day challenge. So as I talked about yesterday, that if you're just starting, the free healing techniques on my YouTube channel. The first one you want to work with firstly is the BCR technique. Okay, so we want to work with the BCR technique 30-day challenge first and foremost, because as you get into level 2, as you start moving into the conflict elimination technique, you're already having quite an open and strong heart. So the goal of the BCR technique is to open up the heart, right? A lot of people come to me with numb hearts, right? They may have a big heart container, but their joy, the love, the happiness within them is very, very small. And we got to build that up. We want to work with that. So BCR technique is the foundation creator for that. It's helping to expand your heart. It's helping you to accumulate love energy into yourself and really just building up the love and the strength within yourself so that you know that after 30 days, when conflicts arise, you know exactly what to do. You know how to clear them. You know how to release them altogether through something as simple as the BCR technique. So we're basically just creating a frame set. We're creating the basic foundation. And after we do those 30 days of the BCR technique, then we start to move into conflict elimination technique, or CET. So when we get into CET, we're now starting to add on to that foundation. We're now starting to build the walls. We're now starting to get the ceiling going. We're now building out the entire structure of our inner being. And we're clearing out all the gunk. We're clearing out all the debris. We're clearing out all of the obstructions and the conflict through conflict elimination technique. So like I said, BCR technique is just doing the basic cleaning. It's also, again, just making you stronger. It's making you stronger. It's making you whole. You're now sitting at the mountaintop. You're now at the summit. You're no longer living down in the foggy valley, right? So now that you're living at the mountaintop, you can command the mountaintop to, therefore, work in clearing away all the fog that exists in the valley. So now you're able to see clearly everything around you, 360 degrees. That's what the BCR technique does. And as we get into conflict elimination technique, we're doing more thorough cleaning, right? So I've likened it to the analogy of a mansion, right? In BCR technique, we're just cleaning the mansion. It was a dusty, old, cobweb-infested mansion. We're cleaning all of those cobwebs. We're cleaning away all the dust. We're clearing away all the debris. And then we're going into thorough cleaning. And so the thorough cleaning, that's where conflict elimination technique comes in. So I've talked about this in yesterday's broadcast. So again, if you have not seen day number 1 and you want to start conflict elimination technique, you feel you're ready, and make sure you're starting off with day number 1 and just working together with these other days to come. Here we are now on day number 2. So what we're going to do in this episode today, it's going to be kind of a short episode, is we're just going to again do another overview of the conflict elimination technique. So what is the first process? Well, we're doing the pre-practice process. Okay, and that involves this. That involves a simple notepad, a notebook, your iPhone, right? Your smartphone, your tablet, whatever you want to use. But we're just creating something like this. We are looking at the goal, and then of course we are looking at the conflicts surrounding that goal. As I talked about, conflict elimination technique is all about goal setting. So all we're doing is we're setting goals for us, and that goal is your resolve. It is the end result, right? So no matter what it is, whether it's physical pain in the body, whether it's mental trauma, whether it's emotional trauma, we are able to clear all of that out. Like I said, we do that pretty well in the BCR technique. But a person may come to me and say, well, Brad, I feel like I'm pretty open-hearted. I work with my love energy a lot. I haven't really worked with the BCR technique, but I feel I am naturally in that alignment. Would conflict elimination technique be a good technique for me to use? Sure, absolutely. If you feel, again, that you're open-hearted, right, you're working with your love energy, you're doing a lot of inner work, you're doing a lot of inner discipline, maybe you come from a yoga background, for example, great. And if you feel that you're ready for conflict elimination technique, by all means, feel free to do so. But it's for those people in that sense who are, like I said, they have a big heart. It's kind of like they have a big heart container, but they're just feeling pretty weak regarding the love that is inside that heart. They feel like that love is being stomped away within themselves. And so that's where I recommend, well, do BCR technique first and just really start to get that strength going. And once you got that strength going, once that strength is flowing within you again, now we can go ahead and now we can move on to conflict elimination technique. And now you can do a lot of thorough cleaning through yourself, because that's exactly what CET is all about. It's thorough cleaning. So we set a goal for ourselves. So I'm going to do another example-based goal today. Okay, and it's going to relate to the physical body. Okay, it's going to relate to physical strain. It's going to relate to physical tension. Okay, so I'm looking into the idea of headaches, migraines, and backaches for this example. And it's getting to the point where it's almost chronic. Okay, so for example, I'm this person that has spent several years just constantly in a state of worry, constantly in a state of anxiety, constantly looking for acceptance. And this has been taking its toll severely on me over the years. So my goal is to be free. And I'm just writing that down now. Free of all physical difficulty. Okay, healthy and feeling free inside. Okay, so that's what I'm putting down as this example goal. Okay, so again, I have a bit of chicken scratch, but I'll read it out to you. Free of all physical difficulty, healthy and feeling free inside. Okay, so that's my goal. That's the goal that I set. So some of you may be watching this and you're relating to that and saying, yeah, I get headaches all the time. I get migraines. I get bad neck pain as well too. My back gets sore. I feel like I just get like there's a lot of stiffness in my body as well too. Good, because that's what we're going to focus on today. Today we're going to be working on physical difficulties. Okay. Tomorrow we'll be looking into something more emotional. So what is the conflict that I'm going through? Well, that would be headaches, getting headaches here, migraines. Okay, because I'm just constantly in a state of worry. I'm constantly in a state of panic all the time. I don't know what to do. I don't know what my family thinks of me. I don't know what my friends think of me. I'm feeling pretty down on myself, right? So I'm feeling backaches. Okay, just sore, stiff, all over the body. Okay, so again, looking into my chicken scratch. So we got headaches, migraines, backaches, stiffness, all over the body. Okay, sore, stiffness, all over the body. So that's the conflict, all right? And now I may want to assign some emotional issues with that, right? Just feeling depressed, vulnerable, and victimhood. Okay? So that is just something additionally that I write out in the conflict. So again, your conflicts can be this long. It can take up an entire page, may take up a couple of pages. That's okay. You just want to get it out into the open and be aware of it. Now again, if you're doing BCR technique, these conflicts probably wouldn't be as intense. But again, like I said, if you're kind of in the open-heartedness and you feel like your love is relatively strong and you want to just dive into the conflict elimination technique, that of course is your choice. And we're going to see it that way today through this example. So now that we have the goal down, because we've written out the goal first, right? The first thing we're going to do is through the, after we have written everything down on the piece of paper, we're just tuning into that goal right now. Okay, so I just want to look into the goal that says I'm free of all physical difficulty, healthy, and I'm feeling free inside. And I want you to really visualize that. So even if it takes me 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just for me to get into that imagination where I see my body is completely healthy, right? We may have to work through it step by step, right? So if I was to pull away the migraines, if I was to pull away the headaches, if I was to pull away the backaches completely out of you, if I was to pull away all of that soreness and stiffness, if I was just to pull that out of your body and it's no longer there, how would you feel, right? That's really what kind of sums it up pretty well, okay? So you just ask yourself that. If I was to pull all of these conflicts out of my body right now, put it into a ball, and just throw it upwards, and now I feel how my body is, how would that feel? Okay, so we close our eyes, and we imagine that. And this actually helps to cut back quite a few minutes of imagination. I just pull away all of those things, all of those conflicts I'm going through. Just pull them out, throw them above, and now I'm just feeling into the body. All right, I'm feeling free. I'm feeling amazing. My body feels clear. My body feels energized. It feels like there's vitality flowing through me. I feel like everything is just, it's like a weight lifted off my shoulder, a gigantic weight that's no longer there. That's how I feel. Good. So now that we've been able to imagine that, we ask ourselves the two questions. Okay. So the first question is, can I imagine myself at my goal, free of all conflicts? Okay. Can I imagine myself at my goal, free of all conflicts? Okay. If I look into that, let's see. Can I imagine myself at my goal, free of all conflicts? Yes. Yes, I can, because I feel that right now. Great. And here's question number 2. Am I ready to make this happen now? Am I ready to make this happen now? Am I ready to make this happen now? Yes, I am definitely ready to make this happen now. Okay, great. So now that we've done those two questions, we're ready to go. So now we start the conflict elimination technique process. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the full demonstration, and then we'll go into the review again for part 1 and part 2. Okay, so full demonstration first, then we'll take a look at the breakdown of it. Okay, so we'll begin. I'm surrendering this to God. I'm letting all the pain go. I'm letting all the pain in my body go. I'm letting go of the headaches. I'm letting go of the migraines. I'm letting go of the back stiffness. I'm letting go of the body stiffness. I'm giving it all to God. I'm letting God take care of it. Spirit is taking care of all of this. I am in my goal. I feel at peace with the body. My body is getting better and better. My body feels lighter than air. I'm completely at home with my goal. God is taking care of all of this. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. God is taking care of all of this. Surrendering it all to God, letting go of all the pain, letting go of all the conflict. It no longer serves me. It's no longer a part of who I am. I'm letting go of the conflict. I'm letting go of the pain. I'm letting go of everything that hinders the body. I'm giving it to God. I'm giving it to Spirit. I'm completely at home with my goal. I'm at peace with my goal. My body feels free. My body feels lighter. I feel lighter than a feather. God is taking care of this for me. I'm surrendering it to God. I'm surrendering it to God. I'm surrendering it to God. Okay. Well, if I did have a headache and if I did have all those things, I would certainly be feeling a beaming sensation. I'm already beaming, even though it's just a demonstration. It feels absolutely phenomenal. I feel great. I feel like a feather already right now. So we're going to break down exactly what I did. So like I said, if you guys were tuning in for day 1 yesterday, then you're pretty much aware of what I was doing. But for those of you who are just tuning in right now to this live broadcast and saying, what is Brad doing? What's going on here? What's with these hands? What's going on here? Okay. So like we do, like I said, once we have our goal, once we have our conflicts, we ask ourselves those 2 questions. Okay. Once those 2 questions are answered with yes, now we go into the conflict elimination technique process. So we can take either our left or our right hand and we place it upon the center of the chest. Now, as I talked about yesterday, what does this hand here represent? This hand here represents the symbolism of you being in your goal. Because you've gone into your imagination, you felt yourself just clearing away all that stuff, and I was able to successfully imagine myself reaching my goal free of any conflicts. So that is the symbolism here of the hand on the heart, the hand on the center of the chest. Okay? It tells me I've reached my goal and that my attention is down at the goal. So only about 10% of my attention is here. About 90% of my attention is here at the goal. Okay? So this is my goal hand. Okay? Then again, we pull up this hand. I'll just move a little bit more so you guys can see me. Okay, and we fully outstretch the fingers, just like they're fire hoses with water shooting through them. Okay, they're very, very strong. They're very tense. Okay, and what does this hand represent? This hand represents the conflict hand. Okay, so this is the gauge that represents the conflicts that I'm going through. So through the example, migraines, headaches, backaches, stiff, sore body, etc. Okay, feeling depression, feeling victimization, okay? So those are just the things that I've wrote down in this sample. So again, that's what this hand represents. It is the conflicts that represent that physical and emotional turmoil, all right? So the next thing we do is we do the 3 deep breaths, okay? So we're doing an inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. So you can imagine that you're breathing in spirit light, okay? So that spirit light can be any color that you want. It can even just be clear. If you want to make it transparent, you can do that as well too. But you're imagining that you're breathing in spirit light and you're breathing out spirit light. So as you breathe in that color, you're breathing out the same color. If you're breathing in white light, you're breathing out white light. If you're breathing in gold light, you're breathing out gold light. If you're breathing in transparent light, you're breathing out transparent light. Okay, so we do that 3 times. Deep breath in, all through the nose, not through the mouth. Okay? If you're having problems with your nose, if your nose is too stuffed up, then okay, you can use your mouth. But try and take good care of your nose because we want to do nasal breathing here. Very important. This is our natural air filter. Okay? So I'm doing that now. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in and out. Okay, so why am I doing that? I'm doing that because this is me bringing spirit, bringing God, bringing creator, bringing source, bringing the light, bringing the soul, bringing the higher self, whichever you want to call it, directly into my being. Because what's happening with this part, when I'm folding the hand, okay, a great majority of that is being done by spirit. Is being done by source consciousness. All right? So I have a little bit of control of my hand, but I'm not really focusing too much on this hand. Like I said, only 10% of my attention is given here. 90% of my attention is given here because I'm at my goal. I feel my body lighter and lighter. I feel my body like a feather. Okay? So after we do the 3 deep breaths, we now start, and we're doing the affirmations. Okay? So you choose 3 affirmations that you feel suit you best. So as you saw in the demonstration, you heard that I was saying quite a few different affirmations. So it all depends upon the person. It all depends on their goal. It all depends on the conflict that they have. So I want you to create at least three good affirmations that really penetrate you well when you're doing this. So that may be the example of saying, I'm surrendering this to spirit. I'm feeling the conflicts dissolve away. And number 3, I am completely at peace with my goal. Okay, that's just an example. Those are maybe 3 good examples that you can use. that would be penetrating affirmations. Okay? And I really emphasize that these really have to be penetrating affirmations. They really want to penetrate with you. They strike a chord with you. They really mean something phenomenal that helps you. Okay? And if you want to create more than 3, you can. You could create 5, 6, 7, 8, doesn't matter. Okay? You can create as many as you want, just remember them. Okay? But I'd say as long as you have your 3, then you're good. Okay? So like you saw with the demonstration, where I said, God is making me better and better. I'm surrendering this to Spirit. I'm completely at peace with my goal. I'm completely at home with my goal. The conflict is losing all of its steam. The conflict is fading away. I'm clearing away the headaches, the migraines. I'm clearing it all away. Okay? These are just simple affirmations. You can say them out loud or in your mind. Okay? So you can say them aloud or in your mind. So the most important thing is that we're feeling the hand doing this. We're not really controlling it too much. It's only getting a little bit of our control. Okay? But the majority is actually just the energy within ourselves that is bending the hand, and our goal is to get to a clenched fist. Okay? We don't want a fist like this. Right? Someone says, oh, Brad, I did it. Well, let me look at your fist. No, you haven't. Your fist needs to be fully clenched. Okay? It's a fully clenched fist. That fully clenched fist means that 100% of the emotion, at least on the surface right now, has been released. So once we get into the clenched fist, because we've done the mantras, okay, we feel the fist folding, it goes into a clenched fist. Now we take another deep breath in. And with this part, it's okay to either breathe out slowly through the nose or out through the mouth. It's your choice. Okay, you actually saw me doing it with the mouth. And this is known as the second sweep. Okay, so we're doing the second sweep, and we're basically just imagining that the breath is functioning as a scanner, and we're scanning the depths of our body to see if there's any residual conflict pertaining to the conflicts that we're looking here to clear out. Okay, so if I'm doing the second sweep, okay, watch my fist. Okay. At most, it only comes out about halfway, okay? So nowhere past the thumb here, okay? So it only stays within the area of the thumb here, okay? So that's what I would call like a half out fist, okay? That's as far as the residuals go. We're not doing this again, okay? We're just kind of doing this, okay? That's letting me know letting me know that there's some residuals here that I still have to clean out, okay? So once I see those residuals coming through the fist, because again, the conflict hand here represents a gauge. Okay, it's my gauge to letting me know how much conflict is still left in the body, and this is why I'm leaving the majority of the control up to Spirit, up to higher self, up to source consciousness, up to my energy, up to my light. Okay, so now that I have that residual there, I'm again taking a deep breath in, and Spirit is making me better and better. I'm surrendering this to Spirit. I'm surrendering this to Spirit. I'm completely at peace with my goal. I'm letting go of the headaches. I'm letting go of the migraines. I'm letting go of all the problems in the body. Spirit has this for me. Spirit is taking care of it. Spirit is taking care of it. Okay? So there's the clenched fist. Now again, I'm doing this a little bit quickly, but the people that I do the work with through the conflict elimination technique during sessions sometimes take a little bit longer, right? It may take us, in that sense, maybe a total of 5 minutes to clean out everything that is there. Though that is still a very quick method, okay? This is what's great about the conflict elimination technique. It's like a compact version of BCR, but just with different parameters, okay? So once we have done the second sweep, okay, we've clenched the fist a second time. Good. Now we take one final deep breath in and out. Okay. This is why all this is being recorded, so you can always go back to it. And it's good for you just to take notes, just to write down the process about how you do the conflict elimination technique. Whoops. Banging my desk here. How you're doing the conflict elimination technique and just keeping track of everything. Okay. Because the great thing about CET is it allows a lot of customization for you, right? So when you're breathing in the spirit light, it's your color of your spirit light. When you're doing the affirmations, it's your affirmations, okay? It's your affirmations that penetrate you very deeply. It strikes a chord with you, Okay, it's very, very important. We want to make sure that our affirmations are striking a chord. Okay. Now, as you get more advanced by doing conflict elimination technique, like I said, we're just doing it for 7 days here, but I would love you guys to do it for 30 days as well, too, after you've done the BCR technique. So I'm giving you guys about 2 months worth of work. Okay. The first month is BCR technique. The second month is conflict elimination technique. Okay. Level 1 and level 2. And what you'll notice is over time, as you get more advanced, you'll notice that you'll even be able to minimize the already compact version of the conflict elimination technique. For example, whenever I notice that something's coming into me, and I don't expect you guys to do this right away, we're still at the basics, okay? This is more of the advanced way. But I notice when something's coming in, I'm just doing this right away. Okay, how long did that take me, guys? That took me about 30 seconds or less. Okay, now that's an advanced practice. Okay, so when you get really, really good with conflict elimination, like you won't even need your notepad anymore. You'll just know exactly what the conflict is because you're already aware of the goal. The goal is purity, peace, and perfection, always. The goal is purity, peace, and perfection, always. That is my eternal goal. So anything that comes to me that is obstructing that, gone within a matter of seconds, okay? So you will get to that point yourself. As you start to work with conflict elimination technique, you're clearing away traumas that have been buried within you for years, and you're eliminating them within seconds. Okay, but we're just basically following the basic foundation, okay, the basic framework of conflict elimination technique first. It's kind of like you're learning how to play the piano, okay? As you learn to play the piano, right, you got to work with your memory, you got to work with your muscle memory, you got to know where all the keys are, you got to know your rhythm, you got to know the tempo, right? It's the same thing with conflict elimination technique. It's the same thing with BCR. You're learning how to play the piano, or you're learning how to ride a bike, okay? So at first you go very slow, you're just learning everything, right? You're on the training wheels, okay? You're working together, you're writing the notes on the keys, and you're just getting an idea of where everything is, you're doing your pacing. I'm talking about this because I am actually learning the keyboard right now, so so it's a good analogy. But again, that's the whole idea. It's your training wheels. When you're finished with your training wheels, the training wheels come off the bike, and now you can take those notes off the keyboard, and now you can start playing really well. Now you can start riding that bike really well. Well, it's the same thing with BCR. It's the same thing with CET. Okay, you're just learning the training wheels first and foremost. You're getting the hang of this. You're realizing, oh my God, I really do see my conflict vanishing, right? And you'll even experience residual effects after that conflict is gone because you'll have the feeling of it gone. You may still feel that there's a little bit of fluttering of pain, but it's not really bothersome anymore. But you check in with about 24 hours afterwards, oh my God, I feel like my headaches are completely gone now. I feel like my migraines are completely gone right now. I feel like my backaches are completely gone right now. It took about 24 hours, but it worked. It happened. Okay? There's just that feeling after you do conflict elimination telling you the feeling isn't there. I felt it lifted. And so now the body is going to go through its natural state of recovery. It's going to go through its natural state of repair because now the emotions that were causing the cramping and the stiffness and the soreness are no longer there anymore. The body can now take its original course and it can heal itself. And that's what we're doing. Okay? We're taking care of clearing away the pain, the stiffness, right? We may feel that leave instantly, or it may take a little bit of time depending on the person, depending on how deep you went. Okay? And you're really just feeling, you want to feel that everything getting uplifted. This is why we're doing the gauge. Okay? We're doing the gauge. And like I said, I'm just doing it quickly for demonstration purposes, but it may take you a few minutes just for you to get from here to here. Okay? Same thing with the second sweep. From here to here. Okay? Take your time. Don't be in a rush. When you're doing conflict elimination, I say the same thing too when you're doing BCR. You guys are learning your training wheels. Okay, your training wheels are on the bike. You're learning how to pedal. You're learning the inner mechanisms of the bike. Just enjoy the training wheel stage. Okay, same thing with BCR. Just take time to enjoy the training wheel stage. Then at some point, the training wheels will come off. You are beaming with love. Your heart is so huge. You're living at the mountaintop. You're living at the summit all the time. You're learning how to live inside. And conflicts that come to you, it's like, this is nothing, right? It's like these little bubbles that are here, right? There's a bubble, gone. This is the exact same thing. We see the BCR technique, the conflict elimination technique, eliminating all of these things very, very quickly because we've done the training wheels. We've been on our training wheels. We've been practicing with the bike. We've been practicing with the technique, and we're getting really sharp with it. And now that we're getting sharp, here I am doing BCR technique in seconds. I don't even have to go through the whole process. There's the ball. Love energy, clear my cells out, bring my cells into harmony. Let my body be in complete and total harmony, filled with love. Let it be done. Okay? That's how quick I do the BCR technique. Guys, I can do the BCR technique in seconds. Right? So I don't even need to go to my perfect space. My perfect space is already ingrained within myself. I am living inside my perfect space always. So that's what you learn as you do BCR technique. You're just living naturally inside your space, your loving space. And that's exactly where I want you to be. After 30 days, I want you to say, are you living inside that space that you're creating? Are you living in it? Yeah, I am. Great. You'll have no problem clearing away these conflicts, no matter what they are, physical, mental, emotional. You'll clear them all out. It's nothing. It's child's play to you. Because you're living from the inside. You look at world events. Yeah, okay. Giving my love, giving my compassion to that world event, filling it with God's light. Let it be taken care of for the highest, best good of all. Within seconds, I don't even care about that world event anymore because my love has gone with it. Spirit's love through me has gone to it, taken care of it. Don't even care about it anymore. It's all done. It's all in God's hands, and I leave it in that way. And I continue just to give love and compassion to the entire world whenever those thoughts come up. That's how you're free. That's how you live from the inside, right? So this is why we do BCR first, and this is when we go into conflict elimination second, okay? Conflict elimination is level 2. It is the thorough cleaning of our being, and that's what we use it for, all right? Okay, guys, I have time to take a couple of questions. We're probably going to wrap up here in less than 10 minutes. So let me just go to chat here. If you guys do have any questions, you can feel free to post it. But like I said, we don't have too much time. I have to do sessions this morning, so this is why I don't have too much time. Yeah, it's a very wonderful technique. It's very fast. This is something that actually came to me because I've been studying other techniques for years, right? I've been looking into many different techniques. I don't just look at one or two. I look at the world and I say, okay, what are these techniques that people are putting out? And I just kind of strip them down. So I see the core of what they represent. I said, forget about the rituals and forget about the practices and forget about all that claptrap. Show me what your core is, right? And I look at the core and I say, okay, this is exactly what this healing technique is doing. This is what Reiki is doing. This is what bioenergetic healing is doing. This is what quantum hypnosis is doing. Okay, this is what shamanism is doing. This is what yogic practices are doing. Okay, this is what magic is doing. This is what alchemy is doing. So I look into all these things in regards to their core, and their core is pretty much all in relationship to the same thing. It's to know that you are God. It's to know that you are pure and perfect inside. It's to know your light. It's to know your heart. It's to know your center. It's to be still and know that you are God. It's to surrender. That's all it is. It's all really just the exact same thing with every single healing technique that exists. And so all I do is I just trim off the fat, I see the core, and I create techniques that really just complement the core on a much more simplistic level, okay? Rather than spending 10, 15, 20 years as a Kriya Yogi, right, which is fine, you can certainly do that, you don't have to, okay? It's just a matter of going inside and clearing out all of this, right? You're just going inside, you're getting to the crux of the matter, you're using the core of the healing practices like BCR, like conflict elimination, and within minutes, you're feeling better. And this is something that, again, certain masters take 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years to do. And I'm teaching you guys to do this in 2 months. Okay? So 1 month of BCR technique, 1 month of conflict elimination technique, and if you're serious and you're doing this full time every single day, you will go free completely within 2 months. All right? You may decide to go 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. That's okay. But within a matter of months, if you're doing this full time and you're expanding your heart more and more, you're putting all that love energy into yourself, you're living in your space from the inside, because that's you living in the higher mind all the time, this is going to be child's play to you. Conflicts are nothing to me anymore, because I am living in my highest space. I'm living in the higher mind. I'm living in reason. I'm living intuitively. And all this did was take me 2 months. 2 months of full-time commitment, yes. But if I do the BCR technique once a day for 30 days, great. And now I do conflict elimination technique, but I start doing it multiple times per day. Okay? So I want to do conflict elimination at least 3 times a day. Okay? I want to look into the conflicts. I want to be more thorough. BCR technique, again, is laying out the foundation. But when I go into conflict elimination, I want to be very, very thorough. I want to just go in and clear away all these conflicts. So I'm constantly taking a notepad with me. I currently have my phone with me, and I'm just writing these things down as they come up and say, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do shortly, is I'm going to clear away these 5 conflicts that I see right now. And what's my goal? I'm pure, I'm at peace, I'm perfect. That's the simple goal of it. Like I said, that's more of advanced, but you'll get there as well too. The training wheels will in time come off. Okay? So 2 months, maybe 3 months, 4 months, you'll be free. You'll be living inside the heart, and you will see what life is truly about when you look through the eyes that are connected to the heart, not to the logic. All right? Okay, so Fortune says, can you do it 2 or 3 times per day for different conflicts, or once a day or one conflict? I would suggest doing it multiple times per day. Yeah. So basically, when you're doing a conflict elimination technique, you want to make sure that you're nibbing in the bud the conflict itself that you're working on, right? We don't want to save it till later. So again, like I said with this example, where there was the physical pain conflict, we are clearing that out completely. This is why we do a second sweep. Second sweep is going in, and it's being very thorough with the body. It's doing that thorough sweep. And once that second sweep is done, then that conflict should be out of your hair completely, right? You're not concerned about that anymore. It's completely cleared away. So good. We can now check that off the list. I'm done with that conflict. What's next? And now I look into all these other conflicts. So the more that you can do the conflict elimination technique multiple times per day, that's what's going to be the best for you. Okay? So work with that multiple times per day. That's what I would suggest. But like I said, first of all, do BCR technique. Okay, if you're just starting, like I said, if your heart's this big, but the energy in the heart is very, very small, we want to make that love energy fill the container. Okay, that's the goal of BCR. I want to make sure that you guys have a big heart container, and I want the entire container filled with your love energy, with basically refined love energy. What that means is you're putting that love energy to practice. You're not just storing it up in your body. You're storing it up, and then you're telling it, this is what I want you to do. I want you to clear away my backache. I want you to clear away my headaches. I want to clear away victim consciousness, love energy. I want all of that gone. Okay? And now love energy goes to work, and you're starting to feel the effects. Okay? There's people, I already have over 300 people on the Telegram group of BCR that are already doing this, and I'm getting testimonials from them and saying, Brad, I've just been doing this a week, and I'm already feeling more amazing than I ever have. Good. You're not even halfway through the course yet, and you're already feeling amazing. Okay? But I want you to do the 30 days. I want 30 days of BCR. And after 30 days of BCR, 30 days of conflict elimination technique. Because once we have that, and again, you guys can use BCR on top of conflict elimination as well too. Let's say you finished your 30 days of BCR, and now you're starting the calendar date for 30 days of conflict elimination. You can still do BCR on top of that. Okay? You can start off your morning doing a BCR technique, and now you're going into conflict elimination. So now they're completely compatible together because you've done the 30-day foundation of the BCR technique. And now you can go into conflict elimination, do the 30 days with that, teaming up with BCR if you want to. Okay? It's your schedule. You decide. But I highly recommend that you're using conflict elimination technique multiple times per day. Okay? So Son of Superman asks, can you do a video on sharing what you learned about what the different practices are doing at the core? Well, that's what I just talked about. I just mentioned it, Son of Superman. Okay, it's all coming down to the simple thing: to know that you are God, to know that you are peace, to know that you must surrender, to be still, and to basically just float in this emptiness of yourself. It's all just coming back to your true being. It's to know that you are the true being of godliness. It's to know that you are the true essence of love. It's to know that you are the true essence of compassion. It's to know that you are able to completely transcend the mind altogether and exist in non-mind, in no mind whatsoever. Right? Basically what we say, going into samadhi, going into absorption, going into infinite intelligence, going into the self. Right? People, just different practices have different ways of saying it. But that's really what it is. It's just going into the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to know that you are God. That's it. That's pretty much what all practices, when you strip them down to the core, are looking to do. They are going to God. They are going to the divine. You are the divine. You are that core. You are that center. You're everything. There you go. I just did a video on it. That's the elevator version, but it's still the video on it. Okay? That's really what it comes down to. In the majority of many of these healing practices that I've seen, is just to get yourself into that state of beingness, be in that core, be in your heart, know that you are God, be free. So everything that you guys see with BCR technique and conflict elimination here, to what I'm attempting to get you to, is the goal of majority of many healing systems that already exist. To going into the ultimate state, the true state of being, that which you are, godliness. Okay? But yeah. So Molly says that's not what he asked. Well, he says what you learned about what the different practices are doing at the core. Well, that's it. That is it. So again, they will give you certain protocols to do. So yogis in that sense will tell you to go into meditation with no mind, right? So you'll work together with clearing out the thoughts in the mind to basically go into a state of no mind. So they have 3 particular practices. If I'm talking about the yogis, guys, it'll take a while for me to go into every single one. But if we're looking into the yogis, they look into the idea of 3 phases. Dharana, okay? Dhyana, samadhi, okay? Now, even looking at these 3 altogether, even sum up the great majority of healing systems altogether. You are going into single-pointed focus, and then you're going into no mind, just pure awareness, and then you're going into absorption. Okay? That's it. That really is the advanced nature of yoga altogether. Dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, to therefore go into union. Okay? When we're looking at Reiki as well, too, we're just looking to bring everything back into harmony. They're using symbols and everything, but I'd say we strip that all away. When we look past the symbols, what are we actually working with? We're working with God prana. We're looking with God chi. We're looking at the life energy of God that is restoring us. Okay? That, too, is bringing you back into a single-pointed focus. Right? So this is really what I can sum up. This is why I say I'm giving you guys an elevator version of what this is. I don't have the time to go into it too much. But if you guys want me to do a video on it, I suppose I could. But like I said, you're kind of getting the end result right now. Okay? So I'll see. I'll put it on the list and I'll see what I can do. Okay? There's some other videos that I want to create that's a little bit more deeper that I want to share with you guys. So it's on the list. Okay? So Son of Superman says, so interesting because your practices are so easy and fast. Why are so many practices so long? I wonder. I can't answer that because I'm not the person that's creating those long practices. So I can't tell you. You have to ask them. And if they're dead, you have to ask their spirit. A lot of them will just simply guard it through the nature of ritual. Okay? Some of these particular healing practices often require initiation, right? Going and teaching from a master, a teacher in that way. And they did that to protect these things, to basically protect the knowledge so that it's not being abused, so that it's not being misinterpreted. And so they would put a lot of these fillers in their healing practices to make sure that these things are preserved and done the right way. But fillers don't really do that. People still distort it, so it doesn't really work. This is why I say just come right to simplicity, and that's what works, okay? And everybody deserves this healing technique. This is exactly why I'm giving you guys BCR Technique for free. It's exactly why I'm giving you guys Conflict Elimination Technique for free. Because everybody deserves to know how to heal themselves, how to come inside here and return back to their true being through these 2 free healing techniques that I'm giving you guys, okay? And that's basically how I work, guys. I get straight to the point. I'm a straight to the point person, right? I'm not dancing around a bush, because this doesn't work for me, right? I'm always working together with bringing these things into simplicity, teaching it to you guys, and making it very, very simple, right? That's how you get the most gracious effect. The ultimate state in Kriya Yoga is just to be completely and totally content with the self. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Is you're moving past dharana, you're moving past dhyana, and you're moving into samadhi. And you're going into samadhi and you're going into absorption. Okay, I've been there. I know what that's like. And it's a wonderful feeling. But we go and we follow a progression. Okay, so we're getting the clutter of the brain, of the body. Okay, and yoga has a very long way of doing that. This is why people spend 10, 20, 30 years clearing out the debris from themselves. And that's fine. They can certainly do that. But I'm telling you, you guys don't need to invest that much time, because we've stripped everything down to the core. And we know how to do this simplistically. You guys are learning that through BCR. You guys are now learning that through conflict elimination, how this gets stripped away fast. And you're learning to live inside that space. Okay? Okay, guys, we're out of time. I have to go. So I will be back tomorrow morning again at 10 a.m. Pacific time for day number 3 of Conflict Elimination Technique. Thank you for joining me here today, and I'll speak to you guys again tomorrow. Take care and be well. Thank you.